Hey there, and welcome to Tasty Napoli. I'm James, and I hope you're hungry because today we're making sausage and peppers. We're going to give it a bit of a Tasty Napoli makeover to make it a little bit lighter without compromising on any of the flavor. So come on, andiamo. Here's what we're working with. We've got chicken sausage, bell peppers, red onion, garlic. We have our spices. We have some red wine vinegar. It's nothing complicated, nothing fancy, but these are quality ingredients that are going to shine through. All right, so let's get into it by slicing our vegetables first. We'll get started with our bell peppers. So we're just gonna cut this right into little strips, nothing too fancy. Again, this is all like rustic cooking, so we don't need to be like cordon bleu trained chefs. So the interesting thing about sausage and peppers is it is actually Italian-American and not originally Italian. And the dish started in the early 1900s when Italian immigrants came to the US and they brought their sausage traditions and paired them with local produce like bell peppers. I usually like to use a combination of colors. They don't really taste any different. I just like the way that it looks, and you know, people always say you eat with your eyes first, and so I like to add as much color as possible to my cooking whenever possible. So our bell peppers are chopped off to the side here. Leave them, they're nice and happy. And we're going to slice up our onions. So I like to just take either end off and then just slice right in half down the middle, and then take the skin, this like papery bit, right off. God, it like really just doesn't want to come off now, does it? If anyone has a trick for getting the paper off of onions really easily, please write it in the comments. This is something I actually always struggle with, and whenever I'm cooking for people, it looks like I have some sort of a problem with getting the paper off the onions. So what we're just gonna slice these into strips. So just like this. Okay, now just a couple cloves of garlic. I typically like to add 2, but depending on the garlic, sometimes I want to add 3. So just take the paper off your garlic and just give it a nice press with your garlic press. If you don't have a garlic press, you can just slice this by hand. I just always try to avoid it if possible. All right, so we're gonna get started with a large pan over medium to medium-high heat. Let's get that going, and then we're going to add just about a tablespoon of olive oil in here, enough to get things going, but you know how we do things here at Tasty Napoli, we never want our dishes to be swimming in oil. So just enough to coat the vegetables. So our olive oil is nice and shimmery, so we are going to add in our peppers and our onions. We'll add these in right at the same time. So just, I love that sizzle. Okay. We're going to add a pinch of salt just to help get the sweating going. And the salt is going to draw some of the moisture out of the vegetables. And that's gonna help them cook up a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Now it looks like there's a lot of vegetables in here, but as they cook and the water content releases, it's really going to shrink down. I grew up in West Islip out on Long Island, and every year in the fall, around September, there was the Feast of San Gennaro, and the church, Our Lady of Lourdes in our hometown, would hold this like wild carnival in the backyard of the church, and everyone would go. It was like the big thing to do in town. And I just remember smelling the zeppolis, those like fried dough with powdered sugar, and it just really makes me think back to those nights in the early 90s, being a kid, and just this smell just reminds me of that feast. So traditional versions of this dish use pork sausage, which is delicious, but it also is quite heavy in fat. And so we're gonna add a little bit of a secret weapon, which is chicken sausage, that's going to make this a lot lighter. And while Chicken sausage is tasty. It doesn't have the exact same flavor that traditional pork sausage does. And the key ingredient that I find to be essential in a pork sausage is fennel seed. So we're going to add just about, I would say, like a heavy pinch or maybe about a teaspoon, just right in there. And I like to add them at this stage with the vegetables so that way they toast up a bit and release some of their oils to really perfume the dish with that, like, oh God. Sorry, I got distracted. But they're really going to perfume the dish with that beautiful fennel scent. Right at the point where we're going to add the rest of our spices. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of oregano, about a tablespoon. And I always like to just run dried oregano through my hands as I put it into the dish just to release some of the oils a little bit better. Next up, we're going to add our garlic. We just want to cook this for about a minute until the garlic gets nice and fragrant. Anything more than that and the garlic will start to burn. We're going to use chicken sausage. I sliced this up off camera, and this is what's going to help keep our dish nice and lean. Because we added it with a lot of those seasonings, the fennel, the oregano, it's going to make sure that it takes on that traditional classic sausage and peppers taste. Now, I always like to add just a pinch of chili flake just to perk the dish up a bit. It's totally optional, so if you don't want the heat in this or it's not something that your family did, you don't have to. The sausage is already cooked. We're just heating it up on the stovetop here. So this version comes in at around 300 calories with significantly less fat, but just as much, if not more protein than your traditional dish would. The last secret weapon that I'm going to add here is just a splash of red wine vinegar, just right at the end. And this is gonna finish the dish. It's gonna add some brightness and that acidity that the dish needs to just bring it to a whole nother level. And just a little bit, a little more. Okay, maybe cook for about another minute. So the red wine vinegar is a small step, but it really does make a huge, huge difference. The acidity just brightens and lifts the whole dish up so that it doesn't end up feeling or tasting really heavy. Simple, balanced, classic. This is really the type of Italian food that I love. It's a traditional recipe, but tweaked to be smarter and lighter for everyday living. I make food like this every single week, so if this is the type of cooking you like, just make sure that you're subscribed. I'm looking forward to diving in, and I can't wait to see you next time. It's so good.